Hello and welcome to part 5 of our Lazy Guy's Guide in Dark Souls 3 Post Scriptum series. So, now that we have beaten the Twin Demons, we can go into the Ringed City. And from the bonfire that spawned after the boss was killed, we progress this way. And we are ready to fly off into the Ringed City. The Ring City is quite spectacular in its difficulty, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So try and pay attention to what I'm about to show you because this area can get rough. Trigger the forced bonfire and then very carefully tread further. In this very first bit of the Ring City, there is a big summoner at the end of this banana. I'll call it banana, okay? Which, as soon as you step onto the banana, he will start summoning archers that shoot volleys of 3 and they hurt very badly. There is no point in trying to block them and there is no point in trying to kill them because they cannot be hit. They are summons, they are ghosts, but the arrows aren't. So what you want to do here is abuse these little pieces of rock, which even though they have holes in them, they form an impenetrable wall that you can use to guard yourself from the archers. So what you want to do, at least in the first part, is go from stone to stone, being protected, and just wait for the right time to move. And this is what you need to do in order to escape them. I didn't stay at all in that third protected slot, but once you get there, if you have a bow that you can use effectively, you can snipe the summoner from back there. Now you want to climb up the stairs and very swiftly move across the summoner, because if you linger, guess what? He will summon stuff and kick your butt. And at this point you are done with the summoner. However, we are not out of the woods just yet. Be very mindful on the left, because, yep, exactly because of that. So there will be some, I don't even know how to call them. We'll call them basic enemies. So there will be some basic enemies which will try to push you off the ledge. So be very careful when going along this little edge, and try to kill them. The bonfire is right around the corner. Now that you have reached the safety of the bonfire, feel free to go back and kick the summoner's butt. So, in order for you to do this, you have to abuse basically the edge of the wall such that the archers can't hit you. He will, however, spawn great hammer phantoms, but those you can just simply dodge, and you'll have to go at him, I think, 2 or 3 times before he's dead. However, once he is dead, you are free to loot up all the goodies that were on the path, and there are some embers, there are some good upgrade materials. If you end up coming out here as a spellcaster, he drops an item which replenishes your FP to the max, so feel free to kick his ass, get your revenge. After you point down at the summoner in disgust, you realize that the Divine Blessing is a healing item, not an FP item. But anyway, at this point, you are free to loot all the goodies that were on the banana. After you have looted all the goodies, go back to the bonfire that we have just lit, and we are ready to move on. At this point, put on your best running shoes, because what we are about to do is the hardest run that you will probably ever encounter in a Souls game. And believe me, I'm not exaggerating one bit, and you'll see why in just a second. So first off, be careful of the ambush on the left, and you will want to run through this area because some of the enemies inflict curse on you, and if you can't kill them fast enough, you will get cursed. And because there are quite a few enemies, you can get stuck here. But anyway, say hi to the first ring knight, and we're through. One more enemy that you have to say hi to is the turtle monk. Don't ever stop in this area because the turtle monks are going to summon a miracle, and if you stay in that miracle for more than 2 seconds, I think you can fully die. But anyway, move very fast through this area and down this flight of stairs. And this is when it gets rough, because these enemies, the heralds, are very, very powerful, and you can't really kill them straight away. There are tricks to kill them, but we are trying to just go. Past the last 2 heralds, 3 even, going this way, and we are basically through to the bonfire. If you manage to pull this run off, a deep congratulations to you. You have survived a very tough task. And what we're about to do now is go unlock a shortcut, because this next part is going to be tricky. Our objective is a shortcut because what we're about to do is we're going to get our first glance of Darkeater Midir. And it is very easy to die to him, so the next shortcut is very much needed. Watch out while going this way, because you will meet another summoner out here. If you keep your range, he will not really be troublesome. Maybe he will summon some archers once, but you'll be so far away that they're not really a danger. But anyway, there still are dangers here. There are a lot of ringed knights here on the right that you have to dribble in order to get to the checkpoint. So try and do what I do here, and you should escape scotch-free, more or less. This right here is a puzzle that leads to a new area, a short area with some goodies in it. I'm not going to talk about the puzzle, however, I am going to talk about Darkeater Midir. So, by the tip of the blade, you see him. That's a dragon. In front of us there is a bridge, and this is a Dark Souls game. I think at this point we can all know what to expect. Now run past the bridge, and at some point on the left you will see a path where you can drop. That path is safe. If you're having trouble with Midir, feel free to keep your shield up when he breathes fire. You will block the initial blast, this one, which hurts quite badly, and then you can just tank the little flames on the floor. So you can block him quite effectively. But anyway, down here you are safe. Just go all the way up. When you are here, look around and you will see a hole in the mountain where we need to go. Be mindful of the little enemies, because some of them are going to try and push you off the ledge. One of them actually managed to push me into the flames at the previous playthrough, so just watch out. The first thing you are going to see in this tower that is moving is that crystal lizard, but beware, it's a trap, because once you fall down here, we are in trouble. What you need to do to avoid the trouble is going right instead of going left when you enter this little hallway. So drop down here and be mindful of the little rooms that are on the left, because one of them contains a passage that will lead you to the next bonfire. The Ring of the Evil Eye is quite an interesting item. It's a ring which, as long as you wear it, it gives you a flat amount of HP for every enemy killed. So it will net you the same amount of HP, no matter if you kill basic enemies or if you kill a boss. That's why you should mostly use the Ring of the Evil Eye when you're fighting mobs of enemies. So in boss fights it's completely useless. However, there are areas of the game, or even the Deacons of the Deep, for instance, instances where it's a nice ring to have. This is the hole that was created by the crystal lizard, and here we are at the bonfire. From this bonfire, I hope you're ready to dance, because Darkeater Midir definitely wants to dance. So this is the first time you actually have to fight him, if you so choose. At this point you don't have to kill him, however he will be quite annoying to deal with, but at this point in our playthrough we'll just run past him. And we are safe. Now all you have to do is get yourself the lightning arrow, which lies in this illusory wall, and then move on to the next shortcut. The item you see up on that statue is inaccessible for the moment, but we'll go get it in just a second. So as you come into this room, take a sharp right, trigger the elevator, and go all the way up, just to find yourself back to a very familiar bonfire. Now it's time for us to net ourselves that goodie. So from this elevator there is a secret entrance that I miss. But anyway, you can go back up. This time enter the little secret hallway and go through this hole that will get you on top of the statue. Be careful not to move too fast when you do this drop, otherwise your character might slide further back and from the statue and just miss the item altogether. But anyway, we now have our Cloranthy Ring +3. We are already using the Cloranthy Ring, so this is a straight up upgrade for our item. This was the ring which boosts stamina recovery, and it is, in my opinion at least, a god tier ring. One more thing to do before we wrap up this episode is show you what's on the left side of this secret hallway. This is where you go and fight Midir after you knock him off from the bridge, but we will not be doing that right now. So in the next episode we are going to tackle not one, not two, but 3 bosses. So hope you enjoyed it, hope you had a good time, and see you in the next part. See ya.